Hey everybody, we are teaching Vermillion. Let's talk a little bit about locomotion. No singing, just talk. So locomotion is how we get around in the studio. And there's a couple of different ways you can do that. The most obvious is if you're lucky enough to have a large play space like I do, you can actually walk around the studio. And as long as you have the play space in your area, you can walk around the studio and interact with your painting as normal. But not everybody has the play space. In fact, not everybody can walk very well. So if you wanted to stay sitting down, or if you're in a small area, Vermillion has several different ways that you can move around in the studio. So if you want to step back to get a better look at your work, or if you just want to move to a more comfortable position around your painting, we do have a way to do this. This also works in multiplayer, so you can move around in the space with other people. Now, all locomotion in Vermillion starts with a trigger pull of your painting hand. So if you're in left-handed mode, it would be your left hand. In right-handed mode, it'll be your right hand. Pulling the trigger will activate locomotion. And you can actually have the options appear on your controller when you do so. So we're going to switch to headset view so that you can see both my controller for the motions, but also the settings control panel, which is where you can choose some of the options. So we're going to switch to headset mode and look at the different ways to control locomotion. Okay, here in VR view, we're going to take a look at the controls for motion. So in our settings, under controller is where we have our locomotion controls. So when I pull the trigger, those are our locomotion controls. You can even do this if you have a brush in your hand. Pulling the trigger brings up those controls. If you don't want to see the controls, that checkbox will indeed now trigger brings up nothing, and you have to assume you know what you're doing. Put that back on so you can see what I'm doing. So these other settings will control how your teleportation or smooth motion is going to work. So we're going to start with our smooth motion. Smooth motion is when you're just sliding forwards and backwards. So if I'm holding my controller and I bring that up, using your thumb control, whether you use a touchpad or you use the joystick, forward, up, and down will move you forward and backwards. So the smooth control is a sliding, gliding action. Now the direction you're going to slide could either be directed by the controller, which way you point your hand, or the head, which way you control the head. This is only an option for the smooth controls. So right now with controller, so as I'm pointing this way, I'm moving that way. But as I rotate my hand, I'm not rotating my head, I'm just changing the direction of my hand. And we are now moving in the direction my hand is pointing, the controller. If I use the controller setting to head, now, regardless of what my hand is doing, I'm going to move in the direction I'm looking. So head control or controller for the smooth location. Smooth rotation, if I pull the trigger and move my thumb controller left or right or left as the case may be, that will turn you in that direction. Quick rotation is exactly like smooth, but it moves more quickly. It will also move in a 45-degree step. So if you hold it down, it won't keep moving you. You'll need to flick, and it rotates you quickly in that direction. If you would prefer a teleport action rather than the sliding about, teleport locomotion and snap rotation will give you that effect without the slot, without any in-betweening. So if I hold my trigger down and rotate, it's now a pop. No sliding, no smooth or quick rotation. Same with teleport locomotion. When I pull the trigger and push up with my thumb, that gives me the original circle that you can place where you want to place. You do not have to stay within the blue square. That's just the main location. So I'm going to push with a trigger, push up with a thumb, and then let go when it's in the right place. You could either let go with the thumb if you want to reset the way you're positioning, or if you let go with the trigger, it puts you there. So as you see, there's a lot of different options for getting around within the Vermillion studio. So Locomotion is entirely up to you what your preferences are. I hope that helps you get a good look at your painting and work with the different environments. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments down below. We do try to get answers out where we can. Likewise, feel free to subscribe so you know when we got new videos coming out. Thanks for joining us and enjoy painting. Have fun with Vermillion, everyone.